When I think of you,
baby.
I don't know what comes after that.
Nothing else seems to matter. 'Cause when I think
of you, baby.
all I think about is of love.
Okay. Janet sings it much better.
You didn't even know the words to the song.
I know it's not one of the ones I like. I mean, I like it. It's cute. But I prefer
Come on, get up.
Come on, get up.
Oh,
yes. Anyways. Hello out there. Welcome back. Happy 421. We hope everyone survived 420.
Yes.
And didn't indulge too much.
So a coworker of mine posts, like, you know how some days are like, this is National Cupcake
Yeah, there's
Day.
a national for every fucking day on the calendar.
Yeah, so today is National Surprise Drug Test Day.
Oh, shit. Well, neither one of us were surprised with one of those today, so that we're good. And in case you're wondering who we are, because you've never listened to us before, my name is Manny.
And I'm Shawn.
And I was taking some water. And together we form the Moss Podcast.
So welcome to new listeners. I know we got a bunch of subscribers.
Bienvenidos.
And things and comments and ads over the past week.
All the things.
And we'll get to why.
I guess we have to just disappear for a week. But yes, as Shawn said, welcome back to everyone, our new followers, listeners, subscribers, and to our OGs since August of 2022. Thanks for coming along with us. First day back on the pod.
You okay?
Episode 32. I wasn't sure where the hell I wanted to go. How are you, sir?
I am doing fabulous. This week has been a little bit of playing catch up since we were off Thursday, Friday for my birthday. But a big project is finally seeing its end, I hope. And I can start working on new things in the future. But I'm good. I'm doing really good. How are you?
Fabulous. I'm doing great, you know? I feel like I come here every week and I'm like, work is fine, blah, blah, blah. But no, yeah, generally doing great. I think I'm in a good mental space. I just working to work and I look forward to my next vacation. Which is until
September.
Oh, shit.
No, is it? Yeah, it's September.
Yeah, September. We have some holidays.
Yes.
We got Memorial Day.
Mm-hmm.
We got 4th of July. Mm-hmm. And then we got Labor Day.
Which is right next to the cruise.
Right. So just looking forward to my next holiday, I guess.
Good.
Yeah. Happy to be back. I've been saying that all week.
You were like, I'm so excited to record. I'm so excited to record.
Yeah. Once you get into the swing of things, you kind of miss it.
Yeah, I can see that. It's a consistency thing too. Like it keeps us honest because every week, unless something is already pre-planned,
such as a vacation,
we put out an episode. So, you know, I don't know. I don't remember how long it takes to make something a habit.
I think it's 28 days.
Sure.
We're way beyond.
We are. We're doing good.
We're doing good. Well, if you're new here, and I should probably stop saying this every episode.
Right.
We do have some standing segments on our podcast, but to our OGs, there will be no corners this week. Ooh, the crowd gets upset and starts
But that's only
things.
Because the story to tell over my birthday weekend is a big story. So we just needed, we wanted time.
Right. So let's jump right on into the issue on the table.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to dedicate this full 2 hours and 45 minutes.
2 hours and 45 minutes.
Just kidding.
The Mario movie wasn't that long.
That sure won't. So yeah, we're going to dedicate this to Shawn's amazing birthday, with only minor disappointments. And
don't do that.
Shawn's amazing birthday, which led to a trip to Fort Lauderdale.
Yes.
Yeah.
So long story short, y'all. Well, short story long. I don't know. Either way. So I was trying to figure out what to do for my birthday because we both like to plan something, whether we are traveling somewhere or we're going to do something, and I just could not think of something. And then my fave, Janet Jackson, announced that she was doing the Together Again tour. And opening night would be in Hollywood, Florida. She
made it planned for you. She
planned
it for you.
It was perfect. And when I saw that, I was like, let's do that. Let's just take the weekend, go to the concert, check out Fort Lauderdale, and have fun.
Mm-hmm, Fort Lauderdale.
Look, I thought Fort Lauderdale was a little bit more happening than it was, but that's because a lot of it is people going to the beach.
Yeah. It's like a beach town, I think. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
But when I Googled things, it was like, this is all outside. And at the beach, I don't like. But yeah, so we left Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful day here in Tampa, Florida.
It was a beautiful day in Tampa.
It was a beautiful day. Beautiful weather going down. Very light traffic.
Yeah, traffic wasn't too bad getting down there.
Yeah, and if you're not familiar with Florida's geography, we're on the west coast. We were going towards the east coast.
Correct.
So, from when you leave from Tampa, you go down 75, and then you cross what's known as Alligator Alley. I've never seen an alligator through Alligator Alley, but you're essentially cutting through, I guess, reserve land.
Sure.
It's like wildlife reserve land. Not much service. Nowhere to stop.
I mean, there is a long stretch of road where there is no rest stops or anything, and they tell you to make sure you check your gas.
Mm-hmm. Or if you have an electric car, check your battery.
Check your battery. But yeah, it was a pretty smooth ride down.
Beautiful, just absolutely gorgeous going down to Fort Lauderdale.
I see where you're going.
I think we should back up though, because that morning before we left, I think we saw a friend's Instagram that showed some flooding in Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah, you saw it and you showed it to me.
Yeah, and we were like, oh, that's a minor flood. And we're like, it's Florida. It rains, it floods.
Right.
Not to think anything of it. Fast forward to the beautiful weather we were having as we approached Fort Lauderdale through Alligator Alley.
Yeah, so like it started to get a bit cloudy and dark, and then it started to rain.
I got kind of excited because my car was filthy.
Yes, it was.
So we're like, okay, this is nice weather.
This is fine. But the further we got, like it would go really hard and then it would kind of slack up and stop. Mm-hmm. And as we got closer to the exit that we were supposed to get off of on, the rain just like, it was like the bottom fell out, as like my mom would say.
I felt like we were on one of those storm chasers and we were caught in the middle of the eye of whatever the hell was over us.
It was bad. Like I was hugging the steering wheel because I was trying to keep pace looking at the car in front of me because I could tell where they were by their head or tail lights. But it was getting harder and harder to see the markings on the road to the point where it was getting harder to see the lanes.
Yeah.
And like everybody was driving like 5 miles an hour because you just could not see.
I have never driven in that kind of rain ever.
I have, but like it wasn't on like a multi-lane road. Like,
of which we later found out we were very high up.
Yeah.
I did not know that at the time.
And there were cars, some cars still like speeding fast, like trying to get around people. I'm like, we can't see anything. How are you driving?
Yeah, you might just slam off into the side of the road or something.
So we got off onto the exit. Again, most people were just following other people's headlights, keeping it slow, keeping a good distance.
You forgot to mention there was hail.
I was getting there.
Oh, shit.
We're still getting off the exit.
This was a very traumatizing time.
So we got out the exit. We're going. The rain seems to be letting up a little bit to where you can see the road better.
Yeah,
but then it was like chip, 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 chip. And I was like, no one's throwing gravel at me. And then it's got faster and louder. And I was like, oh, great. Now it's hailing. And it started off like little bits of ice. And then it went to like bigger bits of ice. And you just hear it bouncing off the car. Yeah. And I was like,
I said my car is fucked. Because we drive a Tesla. And if you know, Tesla is like 80% glass. And all I get 80%. I'm exaggerating. I was like, oh my God. And then I finally saw one just hit the glass and it looked like it was the size of a golf ball. And I was like, holy shit, my car.
Yeah. So at this point, we weren't too far away from
thankfully
the Airbnb. So like after a while, the hail stopped, the rain kind of let up. And we finally got to the road that we were supposed to go to get to the Airbnb.
The storm was following us. So.
It pretty much was, because when we got to the Airbnb, it was thundering.
We had like maybe 2 minutes and a half to get everything out of the car and get into the Airbnb.
Yeah. So we did that. Cute Airbnb.
Very cute. It's a little studio.
Mm-hmm.
We have never shared a wall.
No.
In an Airbnb with the owner. And it's not like a private room. It's an actual studio. Like he turned his house into three separate living spaces.
Yeah.
He rents 2 studios and then his house, I guess, is in the middle. And so we did that because hotels are crazy in Fort Lauderdale.
Crazy. Reading reviews on them. A lot of people like, it smelled like ocean water, or it smelled like mold, and there's transients that hang outside. And none of it was appealing to me, and none of it was worth the money they were asking for me to lay my head down there. This Airbnb was cheaper than any hotel nearby.
Yeah. So the Airbnb was very cute. I had my reservations because we have not had good experiences with Airbnb. And I was going into this very negatively, but it was actually, I was pleasantly surprised. Beautiful, lots of things that you would want in an Airbnb: a fridge, coffee maker, some plates, air fryer. No, there wasn't an air fryer.
There was not an air fryer.
there was an ironing board, and a steamer. The shower was beautiful.
Shower was very nice.
Yeah. So it was absolutely really nice, and it ranks as top 3 cleanliness. No, that's not the word I want. Cleanest Airbnbs I've been in forever.
Yeah, lately the Airbnbs that we have stayed in have either been dirty, which I don't understand, you being dirty when you are charging me such a high cleaning fee.
Right.
The least you could do is clean the house. I should not be able to run my finger along something and all this dust comes off.
That's a true story, y'all.
But anyway, so we got all our stuff in, and lo and behold, it started to storm and rain. It caught up with us. Manny had made plans for us that evening. Like, I literally went down to Fort Lauderdale just thinking I'm going to the Janet concert and we might do a few other things. But he said he had picked out a restaurant for us to go to. And so we were like, we'll make the most of it. We'll take a shower. By the time we finish showering, maybe it'll stop raining.
Yeah.
And we needed to go charge the car because we had charged enough to get to where we were going, and we knew there was a supercharger near the Airbnb.
Very close.
So I think we got to the house, we had like 20% or so. 23, 22, or 20, something like that. Yes, it was.
It was?
It was.
Wow, we lost a lot of charge.
We did, and we'll tell you why in a minute. So we took showers.
Yeah, it stopped raining.
Cute. It stopped raining. I was like, oh, we're going to the birthday dinner.
Even the sun was a little bit shiny out.
It was. And so it was like, okay. Manny didn't want to tell me where it was, so he put the directions in the car. I was driving because, spoiler alert, he hates driving.
Why does he own a car?
Especially in South Florida. But yeah. I hate driving in South Florida.
But I hate it more.
So we head out.
Yes. Get in the car.
Mind you, when we were coming up to the Airbnb, there's a school, university, college.
Broward College.
Yeah. It was to the right, and we could see the parking lot. The parking lot was completely flooded.
Flooded.
But the road that we on was okay. So we were like, it's the lower levels seem to be.
It's a school.
Right.
It's just a school.
So on the way to dinner, we passed by the same school, still underwater, basically.
Right.
But the road is fine. So the directions tell us to take a left to go to the supercharger.
Take a left on Nova. I will not forget Nova.
Yes, it was Nova. So we got on Nova, and the first thing I noticed was up ahead at the next light, there was...
glistening through the sun.
Yes. There were waves. And I was like, wait a minute. What's happening over here? So we needed to go straight, and there was a turn lane. There were 3 straight lanes in a turn lane, and most people had gotten into the turn lane because if you went straight, you basically went into the deep part of the water.
Yeah.
And so we went into the turn lane to drive as close to the median as we could because it was shallow there. And, everybody was doing the same thing. Everybody was being very cautious.
Yep. We thought that was the worst of it.
We did. We were going very slow through it, and we made it through it.
And we're like, okay, back to charging dinner.
So we're on the way. And here we go again. There's another little river in the middle of the road. Okay. So the car in front of me, so we were going through a roundabout, which the roundabout is also completely flooded. I was like, okay, everyone's going very slow. The car in front of me, there was an apartment complex after the roundabout, and that's where they were going. And my God, that looked deep. And I was like, go with God.
I said, go with God or lose an engine.
So once we got past the roundabout, we were like, okay, the road once again had cleared up.
Yeah.
And we said, okay. The supercharger was in a parking lot by like a Home Depot.
Wait, we missed the Miata.
Oh my God. How could I forget?
That was after the roundabout.
Okay, so after the roundabout, we were going and we were still in water. And we saw floating. This girl. She was driving a Miata.
Why are you driving a Miata through flooded waters? The Miata sits so fucking low.
So low. And so she had kind of pulled off to the side because her car had stalled.
She floated it to the side of the road.
She got out the car, splish splashing in the water.
She picked up her bag, honey.
Picked up her bag and started walking.
I said, the fuck with this car. Insurance will deal with this tomorrow.
So that was...
I felt bad for her, but I'm like, I would never take a Miata because she didn't have to go forward. She could have made a U-turn and gone somewhere else.
Maybe it was too late. Because that's what happens to a lot of cars. Like, you think you can if you try, and then by the time you try...
But I wouldn't even think in my little brain would say, Manny, your car is 2 inches off the floor. Do not drive it through that.
Well, she didn't think that. She went on.
She thought she was zooming.
So we went on past that. The road started to clear up a bit. We turned into what is that called? Not a shopping center.
It was shopping center.
Sure. We turned into the shopping center. The first thing is Home Depot. As soon as you turn into the Home Depot, you are greeted with water.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
People were literally parking at the entrance of Home Depot to get out their cars to go into Home Depot because the parking lot was underwater.
Like underwater. Like there was trucks parked in the parking. Like, and I'm not talking about like a semi, but like delivery trucks or whatnot.
Oh, yeah.
And the water was up past the tire.
So we drove as close as we could to the edge because people were lined up like along the edge of the stores to get as close as possible to not be in the water. And so we drove around it looking for the charger. And the charger was like in the center of the parking lot. By the time we made it around the building, y'all, because we were trying to figure out a way to get to the charger because the area that we had to go through was flooded. Mm-hmm. So we decided to go around to see if we could go around the other way. That was flooded. And we went to the back of the building.
And this is a very long shopping center.
It is. And in the road, we saw a Mercedes and they tried to go through water and they had stalled out.
Yeah.
And now we're like, our battery is like at 16, 17%.
Right.
And we parked. We took a breather because I feel like both of us were stressing.
Yes. We were definitely using our mental health tools.
We definitely were.
I have never been so calm through a traumatic moment.
I mean, bitch, we saw ducks.
Ducks like, this road is mine, bitch. Right. I own this shopping center.
So I was like, okay, I'm going to figure out a way. Maybe if we go out the way we came and then go around, we can get to the supercharger, which we saw the road was clear going forward. So we were like, okay, bet, let's do that.
But we had to go back because if we went the direction we were going, that looked like major flooding.
Right. So we turned around, went back through the parking lot, went past the Home Depot, got back on the road that brought us in.
You can hear the water just splashing against the battery. I was never concerned about my car stalling because we have an electric car, so there's no
air intake.
Right. What I was starting to panic about was the battery. And I've never had range anxiety.
Right.
Until that moment.
So we got on the road. We got to a red light.
It starts raining again.
Yes, it does start raining again. Again, parts of the intersection are flooded. So people are using turn lanes to go straight and the other way. So you got to pay attention to what's happening. It's still South Florida and people still were driving like idiots.
I'm surprised there wasn't more wrecks.
I am too. But
maybe it's because they were floating.
We turned. We saw where the chargers were. We tried to get to the chargers. The chargers were basically underwater. Not like fully submerged, obviously, but there was a Model X and a Model Y.
And those two sit high.
Yeah, they sit higher than our car. And the water was up to the doors.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I can get over there, but then I have to get out the car, plug it in. The
water was just going to come in the car.
Right. So that we scratched that idea.
Yeah. So we tried to do a very cautious U-turn.
We did.
Are y'all following us?
I know, y'all. It's a lot. I'm trying to piecemeal it so it makes sense, but also get through it in a timely fashion.
Yes.
So we found another supercharger that wasn't too far. Made the U-turn.
Which I think is the one we should have gone to first. But the reason we were going to dinner, it didn't send us to that one.
Right.
Because that was actually the closest charger to our Airbnb.
Right. And so we decided to go to the other one. It had a lot of stalls. It was also in a shopping center, so we weren't sure if it would be flooded or not. Mm-hmm. But I was like, Jesus, take the wheel because we got to charge this car. We went. Mainly, it was interstate.
Yeah, so roads. There was no flooding on it.
So there was no flooding on it. Although when we did get on it at first, there was a car coming from the right. We were at a light, and they had went through some water. And by the time she got through the light, her car stopped in the middle of the intersection.
Well, there was a shopping center there as well. Lots of shopping centers down in South Florida.
Yes.
There was a shopping center and that was underwater.
Yeah.
But she tried to do I'm going to gun it through the flood.
That wasn't a good idea.
I think going slower is better. I don't know.
But luckily there was a cop beside us and he actually didn't seem like he wanted to help her, but then
He
was
sure
like,
did not. He got out of that car. He looked pissed as hell.
Right.
Got me out here in my rain boots.
So we made it to the shopping plaza. It was partially
flooded, underwater, but accessible.
Very accessible. So I pulled up, parked up, got out.
Like Spider-Man.
Because I didn't want to get my new Adidas wet.
Mm-hmm.
And plugged the car in. We were good to go.
Yes.
We were charging. And then this guy comes and parks next to me.
And he fucked it up.
He
tripped our charger.
He plugs in his car, and then all of a sudden my car was like, error, not receiving charge. I'm like, what is happening? And there was another guy that came. He was to the right of us, and he was like, mine is still working. And then the guy that had pulled up next to me, he was like, mine's not working. I was like, I think you tripped. Never mind.
Because ours was A and his were B.
Yeah, so I was like, I'll just move. And we moved further down.
If you're not Tesla, I'll clarify. AB is like how the battery packs are set up. So you're sharing batteries when you're like at A and B of the same number, and he came and he tripped our shit up.
Yeah.
Tripped it the fuck up.
So we moved further down. There were a lot of people there when we first got there.
I mean, it was the only one that wasn't submerged.
I mean, this is true. So we got there, we plugged in. I got one shoe wet and got back in the car. And we just watched some YouTube while we waited. Mm-hmm. And it was still raining. Mm-hmm. And Manny was like, you know what? I don't think we're going to make it to the restaurant.
I mean, it was getting dark. I didn't know what the fuck. Like, it was so odd because some roads were unflooded, some roads weren't flooded. I'm like, I don't know where this place is. I don't know if the roads are going to be flooded there.
Or if their parking lot was flooded.
Right. So I was just like, we should probably just do a plan B that I did not have planned and find food somewhere else. There was a Chili's, ta-da, where we were sitting. Charging. So we're like, well, we'll just do Chili's to go.
And that's what we did. We ordered Chili's to go in the car.
We went from going to authentic Mexican to furthest from authentic Mexican Chili's.
People love Chili's. You love their salsa.
Gonna leave it right there though, because I don't want to sound crazy.
So we did that. I guess I should not skip this part. In attempting to unplug the charger from the car, I was holding onto the car in the door.
Remember I said he was trying to be Spider-Man.
I was just trying to not soak my whole shoe in the water. And
what ended up happening?
There was miscalculations, and both my feet went into the water. And water just splashed up on me.
I was just like, this motherfucker.
So that was fun for me.
It was just like a ginormous child jumping in a puddle. I'm sure the car next to us got a real good laugh.
I don't care. It's fine.
But you should have seen him, y'all. He thought holding onto his door, like putting his feet out, like Shawn's tall. So maybe he could have made it happen. I offered to do it myself, take my shoes off and walk through water and be dirty. But he wanted to be Spider-Man.
I mean, I should have did what the other dude did, even though I looked at him like he was crazy. He put his trunk up. He drove out of the Charger, put his trunk up, then backed it back into the Charger, then crawled through his back seat, out the trunk, to the plug to plug it in. And I was like, you know what? Low-key, that was smart.
Smart.
You look crazy.
Definitely, I was judging him from the moment I saw it.
I was like, what is he doing?
Anyways. So we had dinner at the Airbnb. Mm-hmm. Thankfully, it's a beautiful Airbnb.
It was yummy.
And we stayed in and watched TV.
Yeah, that was the first.
That was our arrival into Fort Lauderdale. And if you follow our social, you got to see some of that firsthand.
Yes.
I think some are still up on YouTube through the shorts if you wanted to go see our craziness.
So he had told me what he had planned. He had told me about the restaurant when we got back to the Airbnb. And then he was like, if we had time, we were going to go see Super Mario Brothers, the movie.
It's a Mario.
For y'all that don't know, I am a gamer, have been one all my life. And the Nintendo Entertainment System was the first system I ever had with Mario and Duck Hunt.
I had Atari.
I've never had an Atari.
That's Nintendo, right?
No.
Oh. I had a Game Boy.
Okay, well, there's that. I had a Game Boy Color, Game Boy. What was the other? 3DS, DS.
I think my sister still has her old Game Boy, like the retro one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It could be worth money. I don't
know.
Anyway, back to the story. So I was like, well, maybe we can go do those things tomorrow, Friday, during the day. Because we had the concert that night. Mm-hmm. So we needed things to do during the day anyway. I think he had planned... No, you didn't plan anything for that day, right?
I did have some. We were going to the museum.
The museum. That's what I was going to say, but I couldn't remember if it was that day.
Which thankfully we didn't.
Yes.
So we went to see Mario. Well, we went to breakfast.
Yeah, we
slept in. Yay.
We did sleep in. We went to this Lost in Time diner. What was the name of it?
I don't fucking remember.
I don't either.
I wrote it down.
But it was a diner, like
a 24-hour diner.
24-hour diner.
Right next there, but we should have fucking gone there for dinner.
It was cute. I got avocado toast. It was okay. It could have used some seasoning.
It wasn't that great.
It wasn't that great.
As good as I had read the reviews.
Maybe we got the wrong thing.
Maybe. Flashback diner.
Flashback diner. I'm not killing y'all. The service was great.
Service was great.
Very nice.
Fast, quick, and efficient.
Mm-hmm. I just probably wouldn't get the avocado toast again.
I wouldn't either.
Yeah.
Iced coffee was delicious.
So we left from there. We went back to the Airbnb.
Freshened up.
To freshen up. And then we went to go see Mario.
Yay!
So now I guess we get to talk about Mario.
Yeah, so spoiler alert. If you haven't watched it and you want to watch it, you may want to hit that little button on your device that like jumps 15. Just keep hitting it a couple times. I don't know how long it's going to be at this point.
I don't either.
So we went to the Paragon Theater.
Mm-hmm. Very nice theater.
Super nice.
Very unassuming from the entrance.
Yeah. When I saw it because I looked it up.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, the inside looks nice. And then I was like, what if it's like old pictures? The outside looks like a trashy, cheap theater, unfortunately.
Yeah. But the inside is amazing.
But once we opened that door, I was like, oh,
this is nice.
This is nicer than my theater.
Mm-hmm. And it's one of those ones where you can eat dinner and drinks.
Yeah. So I like how they had the seating was very boxed.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so the people behind you couldn't see you. You couldn't see the people below you.
It was very nice. I like
super nice. Best recliner seats I've been in.
Oh my God, they were comfy.
Yeah. I was like, well, damn.
They were comfortable. They weren't worn out. Nope. Like
it was. You could have ate on that. Well, I could be wrong, but it was so clean. I felt like you could have ate on the floor. I would never do that. I would never do that, but that it's just a figure of speech.
Yeah,
but it was nice.
All right, so the Mario
movie. Dano.
But I had been hearing a lot of things from critics about the movie and how the critics didn't like it because there was not a lot of character development and the story plot was kind of weak. But in my head, I'm like, it's a Mario movie. I'm not sure what y'all expected. This wasn't going to be Wakanda Forever. It wasn't going to be some Oscar-nominated movie, even though it might be. You don't know. But I thought they did a great job with the story. Mario doesn't really have a background in the games. He's there. He's in the Mushroom Kingdom. You play as him. You save the princess. That's pretty much the game.
That's the whole damn game.
It's the whole game. It's every game. I mean, there are games where you play as Peach and, different whatever. But for the most part, you're Mario. You stomp on some turtles. You save the princess.
Yeah.
Bingo. I thought Chris Pratt's voice was okay. It didn't take me out of the movie. I didn't hate it.
He didn't have he didn't really have the Mario accent throughout that you saw in the trailer. Because when I saw the trailer, I said, good gravy. There's no way in hell I'm going to be able to sit through this.
I mean, we start in Brooklyn because they're from Brooklyn and Mario has a Brooklyn accent. And, you know, the times when Chris Pratt does like the typical Mario voice, like wahoo, and that kind of thing, it was cute and cool. Like, I didn't hate it.
No, I just thought his voice from the trailer, which was, I guess, more of the commercial. Anyways, let me not confuse things. His voice, that wasn't the voice. I thought that was going to be the voice I would hear through a whole movie. And I was like, this is going to be long.
Nah.
But thankfully, no, it was not.
I enjoyed the story. I thought I saw a lot of characters from a lot of different games. I love how they kept true to like the power-ups and just how the world flowed and interacted. Like, I really love like the Mario Kart stuff. Like, they play actual music from Mario Kart. A lot of the Mario music is remixed or orchestrated, so it sounds really good.
There's a lot of throwbacks.
A lot of
90s music.
Yeah, and there's a lot of hidden Easter eggs and things for people to find in the backgrounds and stuff like that. I thought it was really done really well.
Yeah, as a non-Mario gamer person, I really liked it. I thought I wasn't going to, and it's one of those things where I'm doing this for Shawn. It's his birthday. But I left going like, oh, that was actually really good. It was a really good movie.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and you know, I played some of the games, so I did recognize some of the scenes or where they were pulling from to put the movie together, and I thought it was all orchestrated pretty seamlessly. Like, I didn't feel like we jumped from one thing to the next.
Right.
I wasn't jolted. I felt like a nice progression, like when Peach went to ask for help from Donkey Kong. Am I saying that right?
Yes.
That transition into their kingdom was just seamless. It didn't feel like we jumped. It wasn't choppy like some movies that chop from one thing to the next. I thought it was a good story. I don't know how much character development people would want. These are fictional characters. I don't know how to answer that question to people that want to, like, do you want to get deep down to know Peach and her origins? Like, she gives you enough to understand how she became.
Well, I've heard people compare it to like Pixar movies, like Inside Out, for instance. People are saying it's a kids movie, but there's like something in there for adults to understand about emotions and all of that stuff. For me, for the Mario movie, like, and this was on another podcast I listened to as well, they were like, it was really the bond between Luigi and Mario as brothers, saying like, as long as we have each other, we can do anything. Right. And then also taking in the fact that his father called them losers and say, why would you quit a full-time job to go do your dream? Nobody does that. Right. And I felt like that's a message for everybody. That's for adults and for kids.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it doesn't have to be so deep.
Right. I thought it did enough to make it a good movie. Again, the Nintendo movie wasn't setting out to be something like Inside Out. Right. Like, that movie's all about feelings. But even thinking of like Toy Story, like, the intended thing about this movie, I feel, was like save the princess, right? Mm-hmm. But they threw in some storyline with the brothers, Mario and Luigi, and then the rest was more about saving her at the end of the day. But you went through all these great. I think where it goes for adults, at least for me, is just the nostalgia of some of the game environments that you saw.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing, too, is that they didn't make Peach the thing that you had to go save, because we had to save Luigi first. Right. And Mario's motivations were saving his brother, not saving the princess. And she could handle herself.
Right. And that was Bowser's. Is that his name? I really like the skeletons. What are they called?
Dry bones.
I thought those were done so good comparing it back to the game. I don't even like the game. I was like, oh wow, that's really cool. Like when they were going on the Mario Kart part and they were throwing shells, I'm like, oh my God, it's like the game. So I thought they did a good job. I think you should check it out if you're interested in it.
Yeah, for sure. I think Jack Black made a really good Bowser.
Yeah.
People really going up for that Peaches song.
I really liked Donkey Kong.
Seth Rogen did a good job. He told them in the beginning, he was like, I don't do voices, so Donkey Kong is just going to sound like me. And I thought that was fine. Yeah.
Like when you think about it, it's like, maybe that is what Donkey Kong would sound like, right? He seems like a cool guy.
Yeah.
Strong. Like a jock guy. Yeah, peck dance. He's doing his peck dance. Oh, is that woke for children? Ooh.
Oh my God. Anyway.
Let's go check it out if you haven't already. I don't think we spoiled it for you.
No, we didn't really. I mean, it's a Mario movie.
We just blabbed about it.
Yeah, pretty much. That was fun though. So we did that and we went back to the Airbnb to get ready for the concert. Took a shower. Manny got me a Janet shirt for my birthday. If you are following us on the gram, you would have seen it. Or YouTube is probably in there as well.
Sure.
So we head out what I thought was a little early to the venue so that we get there, can park and not have to really worry about things. Traffic was a little busy. There was a little flooding, not as much as Thursday though. It didn't rain. It was supposed to rain that Friday, but it didn't.
Thank goodness.
I don't know if we told y'all, but the airport was closed because of the flooding. Like, that's how bad it was.
Yeah, like people couldn't get in and out of the parkings or the terminal, and planes couldn't physically land.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what a plane landing on floodwaters would be like, and I don't think anybody wanted to find out.
No. So we get to the Hard Rock. We park. They have a very large parking garage.
Yeah.
Love that it was complimentary.
This is our first time at Hard Rock in Hollywood.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hate paying parking for concerts. Like they always want to charge you an extra $25 fucking dollars. But
or $30.
I was like, where do we pay? And Shawn's like, it's free. I'm like, what?
Yeah. So we walk down. We end up in the wrong location. So we walk back up.
And we learned, if you listen to our Hamilton episode, not to continue on the wrong path.
Don't do that.
But immediately turn back and figure it out.
So we turned back, figured it out, got through the lobby, got into the Hard Rock. It's a very nice location.
It's a beautiful venue.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the hotel itself is beautiful.
Yeah.
It's like its own little city.
They had like a little Janet, I don't want to say shrine or museum. Sure. There was a little display.
Yes.
With some of her costumes, some of her plaques that you could take pictures of and pictures with. So we did that.
And they had giant Janet thing projected on a screen.
So we walked through the casinos, tried to get to Hard Rock Live. And they had some more plaques outside the Hard Rock Cafe.
They had her Billboard chart from her first number one, I think.
And then some more costumes she's worn in videos. We went to check in.
Seamless check-in.
It was a very smooth process. You just walk through a metal detector. Somebody scans your ticket. You keep it moving.
I don't know if this was just that concert, but I have never gone to a concert that has been that seamless from parking to getting to your seat.
Very seamless.
I'm like, do we just need to go to the Hard Rock more?
So we went and got some merch. I got a shirt.
Always buy merch.
And then I was like, do you want to get a drink? Because I wanted a drink. So we went to go over to the bar. And I was asking the guy what kind of drinks he had and asked if he had a margarita. He was like, yeah, I do. But if you go over there, he was pointing to the other side. That's the Hard Rock bar, I guess. He was like, you can get the cup and you can get margarita with it. I was like, okay.
Souvenir cup.
A souvenir cup. And he was like, it's bigger. I was like, bigger is better. Let's go.
Right. I hate paying $30 for a drink and not getting a big cup.
Right. And so I went and talked to the guy. He thought I just wanted the cup. I was like, no, I want a margarita. He was like, oh, if you get the margarita, then you get the cup.
Yeah, because he's like, it's $6. And he's like, you want a drink in it? It was whatever. And then we're like, how much is the margarita? And he's like, it's $24. But he's like, but you want the margarita in the cup? We're like, yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, then it's just $24. Ah. Yeah, it's $24 for a margarita. It's very expensive.
It was a whole moment, y'all. But luckily he was cute. Anyway, so we got those.
They were the frozen kind.
It was the frozen kind.
It was delicious.
It was very good. I was like, yes. We saw that they were filming. Well, I saw. I don't know if you saw.
I did.
Okay, so they were filming for her new documentary that is in the works, where they will follow her on tour, and she's going to talk a little bit more about her family and stuff sometime in the future. But we saw that they were filming for that. They were asking people questions and that kind of thing.
Nobody asked us.
No, sadly, no one asked us.
But whatever, they're lost.
I was dreaming to run into Gil and he would see my shirt and he'd be like, oh my God, would you like to come backstage? Or would you like to sit front row? And I would have been like, yes, I would, Gil.
Who the fuck is Gil?
Gil is her choreographer and
Thank you.
Best friend.
I mean, you just talking to people out here like they know Janet's team.
Jan Fam knows who Gil is.
Yeah, but not everybody is Jan Fam.
Okay.
We may have Swifties. We may have beehives.
We got a lot of beehives.
We may have, what is Rihanna's?
The Navy.
The Navy.
Yeah.
Okay, that's for another pod. Anyways, continue.
So we went up to our seats.
We went down. Excuse me. We're in row 100.
I mean, well, we had to go up to go down.
Shut up, Shawn.
But, you know, I was kind of worried about the seats because I did want better seats, but Ticketmaster was on its bullshit at that time when I got them. It wasn't as smooth as the Renaissance tickets. But, you know, I got them in section 100, which is what I wanted. And when we got there, we were like, oh, these are good seats.
Yeah, I thought it was a great seat. I thought the venue was beautiful.
Yeah, I don't think there's really a bad seat in there. Like, you might sit higher if you're in the 200s or 300 section, but the view, I feel like from every seat is a nice view.
It's made for that.
Yeah.
It's not like when artists go to Amelie.
Right.
It's not made for concert seating.
Yeah.
But this is definitely made for that. And it's a great venue.
It's a great
I'd be like, shit, Bad Bunny goes there. I might have to go there.
The seats were very comfortable.
Yeah, your own little cup holder.
They had plenty of staff.
Yes, plenty of staff. Like, they literally wanted to usher us down to the seats. And I'm like, I'm not VIP or anything. But.
Very nice. So just to get through the concert with y'all, Luda came out first.
Luda!
You know, Luda is Luda. And I wasn't like exactly thrilled to see him or whatever, but if he was there, whatever, it's cool. But, you know, he actually did a lot of songs that I remember. And I was like, oh,
Same.
That's a good song. That's a good song.
He really lit the fire in there.
Yeah.
Usually, you know, opening acts were like Bad Bunny's opening act.
But he really put on a good show. The crowd got hype.
Yeah. And girl, pretty much punctual, 7:41. Concert started at 7:30.
On time-ish.
I love old people that got to get bit to bed just like we do.
But yeah, it was actually good to see Luda and hear those songs live and sing along with the crowd. He definitely got the crowd energized.
Yeah,
and ready.
So shout out to Luda.
Shout out to Ludacris.
Go ahead.
He left the stage and then there was a little bit of intermission, enough for you to go to the bathroom and get back to your seat.
Yeah, it was probably maybe 20, 25 minutes.
If that.
And then the Janet intro started.
The lights went down. Everybody knew they had to run to their seats because nobody can see now, but everybody's using a flashlight.
I'm like, if you don't turn that fucking flashlight off, it ain't my fault. You decided to go to the bathroom.
So the tour starts, the screen starts. It starts with showing different pictures of Janet, which she has done in her intros before. But this was accompanied by the song Love Me, which is the remix to Love Me for a Little While. First of all, love this song. Love this remix so much. Never heard it at a Janet show ever. Don't even know if Janet has ever acknowledged this song. But you can find it on YouTube or SoundCloud. Not on Spotify because it's not released. But I was like, okay, we starting off good. The screen rises and then the spotlight hits her. She's wearing this giant purple and gold robe and the music starts. And I was like, oh my God, it's Demita Joe.
That's a song.
It's a song. And also the name of her album.
Yeah, name of an album.
So
I'm here trying to clarify things that he's over here fanboying right now. If you can see him, if this was a video pod, you'd be like, this motherfucker need to calm the hell down.
He's going to be my interpreter, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm going to try to get through this real quick because I know we're going on time. But she starts with Demita Joe. And the reason why I'm so excited about that is because she does not do a lot of songs off of Demita Joe.
Because of the titty incident.
Demita Joe was the album that released after the Super Bowl incident. It didn't do as well as it should have.
Because America was just shocked.
She was blacklisted.
They saw a titty.
By CBS. They were shutting down radio spins for her. So it was a tumultuous time. I don't know if I said that word right.
I don't even know why you.
It was a bad time for her. And so we don't get a lot of songs off that album. So for her to start with that song, I was like, okay, this is going to be special. And I wasn't wrong. It was very special. She did 40 songs.
Yep. You counted them?
Someone has counted them and put them in a set list.
Cute.
She did songs that she has not performed before. Her outfits were couture. She gave a lot of energy. I thought it was amazing. I had the best time ever. I just enjoyed myself.
It was a great birthday for you.
It was opening night. So nobody else has seen this show except the people in the room
where it happened.
We are the first people to see this performance.
Together Again tour.
And again, it was everything.
Yeah, like I'm not a Jan stan, but I've come to appreciate Janet.
You okay?
It's a remix.
Okay.
Through the years, going to concerts with Shawn. And I personally thought it was probably, and I haven't been to the coveted Velvet Rope, obviously, which everybody always compares her back to. But I thought this was the most high energy show of hers that I've attended. Like consistent high energy, even though when she broke down to like the little ballad section, it didn't last very long.
Yeah. The energy stayed up. She only has 4 dancers.
Which people have criticized her.
Of course, the first thing people do is criticize you. And that's okay. Everyone is entitled to their opinion. To me, I thought the show was amazing with what she had. I thought it was minimalistic, but that I feel like that was also the purpose. Because the focus was on her, and that's what the focus was on. And that's what the focus should be on, Janet.
Right. And I thought the staging was nice. The staging to me was 2023.
Yeah.
Everything is monitors nowadays.
Everything is a video wall.
Like I know, if you look at like Taylor Swift right now on tour, yes, she does have a large stage, but it is 99.9% screens. So, I mean, we're in an age that concerts are evolving to where it's easier to move. It's cheaper for the artists. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, I'm paying to see the artist. Right. I'm not, dramatics are great, but I'm here because I want to hear the songs that I've heard, like on CDs or whatever, streaming now. Well, you aged yourself there. That's what I pay to see. I pay you to perform to me. I personally don't need the flashiness. I'd rather have your authentic self singing the songs that I love than all these dramatics flying around the air.
Yeah, a lot of people were like, it looks low budget or there was no spectacle to it. But like in this day and age, artists aren't really giving you spectacle. Like Velvet, they compare it to Velvet Rope, and Velvet Rope was a very prop heavy, a lot of pyrotechnics, a lot of flash, right? It was a great show. Don't get me wrong, but like that was then. This is now. 2023. Artists are out here giving you a stage. We're gonna put about 10 monitors in the sky. And that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have a great time.
I thought it was a great show. I thought the staging was fine. We saw later on the news that all her outfits were actually high end.
Yeah, she was like, I called up Christian Louboutin, got these boots. The cape she had, I forgot who made that. But like all of her clothes are half fashion. And like there was
Valentino.
Valentino, yes. There was one comment that someone made on my Twitter was like, that robe she made, that was pointless because she wears the robe in the beginning, and then after the first song, she walks to the back and takes it off to reveal her cat suit. And in the interview, Janet was talking about her outfits, and she was like, she loves the robe. She was like, when I come out, it makes me feel powerful. So like, I hate when it's easy for people to criticize any artist, any show, and be like, they should have did this, they should have did that, they should have did this. First of all, it's not your money. I would love to see you to put together a multi-city tour. I love to see you put together some fashions. I love to see you put together an album. You're not doing this.
No.
And for the fans that like love her for who she is, I always say this. I will try to go to any show that she puts on because she doesn't have to. She has given so much of herself to her fans and to her music. And I know people were like, well, she's rich and she's a Jackson, so of course she would be doing that. But she's also a mother. She has a 5-year-old. Like, she has enough money to where she could literally go live in London, disappear, and we never see or hear from her again. But she doesn't do that because she loves the fans.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you're a fan, you can have an opinion on the tour, but why criticize tours? Like I look at Bad Bunny's, I've been to 3 of his concerts, and my favorite one was in 2019 because it was him in the middle of the stadium, and you just felt a connection as you watched the performances. That's what I go to a concert for.
Right.
To hear the artists perform the songs I like. Theatrics are secondary to me. And I get it that not everybody's the same. And I don't think we should call shows low budget because it looks like there's less theatrics.
Right.
It's just, you paid to see the artist.
Right.
If I wanted to go see Circus Soleil, I would go pay a fucking ticket at Circus Soleil. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right.
Cirque du Soleil?
Cirque du Soleil. Whatever. Y'all know what I mean. I'm just saying, like, if that's what I want, I go pay for that. I pay to see the artist. Whatever you bring theatrics-wise is just a bonus, I guess.
Yeah.
So I thought it was a great show. She did a great job. It's the most hype I've been at a Janet concert.
I had a great time. This was my 4th time seeing her. And I know some people are like, I don't want to see her. She isn't doing new music. She hasn't put anything out. But like, you go there to see the artist, and that's what I went there to see. And she did songs that I have not seen her perform live, and she's done songs that she hasn't done before. So all of it was great to me.
I think that was the bonus. The bonus. Yes. Just having an opportunity to hear, again, seeing the artist perform songs. So that was Janet. Miss Jackson, if you're nasty.
Correct.
Lots to talk about. So that concluded Friday. We're going to expedite the rest of this trip.
Yeah, Saturday, we went to brunch.
Some friends that we have in South Florida.
Yeah, that was a surprise. I didn't know anybody was coming. I thought it was just going to be me and Manny, but it was nice to see Joe and
Mark.
I was like, wait, almost forgot his name. Sorry, Mark.
Pressure.
But it was a very nice venue. They were very nice. Service was great.
It's called Batch Kitchen.
It seemed like a cool brunch spot.
Yeah, great food, great drinks.
Good drinks.
I had a nitro cold brew spiked. Yes.
I had the sangria.
It was delicious.
Very good.
And then we got a shot. Shout out to the manager on that day, Tyler. We got free shots.
Very nice.
It's because they knew Mark. It's not because the podcast was there or anything.
We should have thought, we're on a podcast. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. But yeah, that was Saturday.
Then we went to the dinner place I was going to take you.
Yes, we went to the Mexican restaurant that we didn't get to go to.
We did get authentic Mexican.
And we didn't get the happy hour margaritas, but
we did not get to the happy hour. Which is the whole point of going that Thursday.
But the margaritas were very good.
They're good.
I will say that.
A little too much salt for my preference.
And the food was good. I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it.
I had the shrimp tacos.
Yep. Then we ventured back on Sunday.
Yeah. Luckily, not in the rain.
No rain. It was sunny. We picked up our fur baby, and he let us know how he felt.
He missed us.
He almost killed the lady that was bringing the dog out. She was not ready. When she opened that door, Kenji said, like, goodbye.
Bye, ma'am.
You don't control me no more. And the leash fell out of her hand. The bag fell. She tripped over the bag. And Kenji was just telling us how unhappy he was being there.
But yeah, that was
our eventful weekend.
That was the eventful weekend.
Super eventful. I'm so happy you had a great time. Got to see Miss Jackson.
Thankful to you for planning things.
Oh, yeah. Yes, you're welcome. We saw we met up with a friend that lives in Orlando too at the concert. Oh, yes. Shout out to Anthony if you're listening, and his cousin.
Yes. Who drove up and drove back that night.
He is a concert pioneer.
And then went to Taylor Swift.
Yeah, I can't.
Oh my God.
I didn't even. I'm still recovering from that.
Anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed story time with us.
Yeah, story time with Manny and Shawn, a new podcast segment.
We'll have to go on more adventures so we have more stories to tell.
Yeah. And welcome to all our subscribers. I know I'm gonna say it again. I know y'all came here for the Janet videos, but we hope you'll stick around for the podcast too.
Yeah, stick around. We have fun around here.
We do. We're going to the Renaissance tour soon.
Mm-hmm. We won't be the first to get footage.
We won't. We'll be like Tampa, whatever Tampa's in line for that. But we'll be at the world famous Raymond James.
Is it world famous?
You will not do that to Ray J.
I don't have a dog in that fight.
You have any last words to conclude today?
No. Just be good to one another. The world needs more kindness.
Girl, another podcast for that because
I know
I got so much to say.
I know. Next week will be. Let's hope nothing else happens.
Look, what I'm going to tell you, all of you out there.
Oh God.
Do not, if you are unsure of the house you are approaching, do not approach the house. Get back in your fucking car and call the person you're trying to see. Do not turn into somebody's driveway if you're unsure of what that person might do. Do not knock on a door to ask for directions. Keep yourself safe. I don't know what's going on in this country, and we're going long. But please, for the love of whoever you pray to, keep yourself safe. Be cognizant. Be vigilant. I'm not trying to be an alarmist, but the last couple of days, people are being shot for the stupidest things.
Yes.
And I would hate to see more lives lost over somebody simply just lost in a neighborhood.
It happens.
Stay safe, my peoples, because I don't know when the crazy stops at this point.
I don't either. But anyway,
that's my last word. Stay safe.
Wrap up this episode.
We're going to wrap up this episode. And if you're new here, we got all the socials for you.
Yeah, find us over at Instagram at Moss_podcast. You can see some of those pictures we took.
Pictures, yes. Or follow the two losing social networks of Twitter and TikTok at Moss_podcast22, soon to potentially be ancient history.
We'll see. You can email us at mannyandShawn@gmail.com. That's MANNYANDSHAWN@gmail.
And if you want to see those videos from the Janet concert, the flooding incidents, or even maybe a little ludicrous, check out our YouTube. It's youtube.com/Moss, M-A-S, podcast. Yeah. Check the shorts, check the regular videos. The flooding is mostly in the shorts. If you're not sure what shorts are on YouTube, it's a brand new thing. They just wanted to copy everybody else, and now you can put 60-second videos up on YouTube. That is all. But don't forget to follow us on your favorite streaming platform or subscribe on YouTube to receive alerts. Ding ding. When our podcast.
Oh, God. 2 weeks ago.
When our podcast drops, search us, Manny and Shawn.
And don't forget to leave us a review and rate us on whatever your favorite streaming platform is to help our pod grow.
Yes.
Spread the word.
Spread the word, share. And as we say here on the Moss podcast,
do something good for yourself.
Then go do something good for someone else. That's it. We have wrapped up episode 32. Me tongue twisted there. It reminded me of the webinar I had to record and how many times I had to re-record slides because I kept messing up. It's crazy. Anyways, y'all, we hope you have a wonderful day whenever you listen to this and are doing well. We're going to wrap this up and we'll return to our regularly scheduled format next week.
Yes. So see y'all around. Thanks for listening.
Bye-bye. Again. That's not the song.
I mean, it is a song.
All right. Well, come on, get up, everybody.
Bye, y'all.
See y'all later. Come on, get up, baby. If I